Welcome to the Not Superheroes Gets Dads podcast. No, we can't fly. No, we can't shoot lasers or pick up giant buildings. But what we can do is help set the foundations for our families, be presents for our kids, and combat generational cycles. On this podcast, we dive into everything dad related, from the struggles we deal with as fathers to what our favorite thing, the barbecue, is. Hello, I'm Sean Laurie. Hope you guys are doing great today. Before we dive in, always try to like, subscribe, press that button if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and share. And I appreciate the support, like always, guys, very much, man. Now let's dive right into it. I'm excited to have my boy on here. He's actually I think pretty much the first person, for sure, the first person that I really knew. I might have met someone when I first came out here to San Antonio, but for sure, he's the first person I really knew when I came out here, because I knew nobody, as you guys know. My boy Red, how you doing today, my guy?
I'm good. What's good? What's good?
And I'm good, man. I'm good. So, I like to do my little icebreakers. So, my icebreaker for you is, as you obviously being a big basketball fan, and you a Heat fan, which some people might be confused because you're from Austin, but that's for
Yeah.
another day. So, um,
Hook 'em.
would you, if you could, and Bron say he wanted to come back to Miami, would you take him?
uh, Honestly, me being a fan, I would not from a basketball standpoint, because I mean he gonna give us something, but he is aging, so what I mean, from a fan standpoint, yeah, I'm gonna take him.
Okay, all
We're gonna fill the seats again.
right. That's true. But are you going to win? That's the question, sir.
He gonna help. We got killers there already. We got who is that? Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Kel Elware, and then Jaime Jaquez, and then we got who they draft somebody. I can't pronounce his name. Casper is
Oh, yes. I know who you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. From Illinois. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
pretty
He's
tough.
nice, but he'll be
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah. If Brian came back, yeah, he probably would be part
Yeah,
of the
he'll be out
package.
of there quick, fast. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, for those that don't know, um, man, Ray, he he's talented. He has many talents. Where he does music, coaches, hoops, dad, sells merch. He does it all pretty much, man. So, with that being said, bro, you being from Austin, I guess I wanna go back to, like, because obviously what you're doing now is amazing, and I see your team flourishing. I see your boys flourishing, which is dope.
hmm
What got you to that point? So I guess let's start from Austin, bro. How was it growing up in Austin? Because for me, I look at it like I'll be honest. I always hear bad things when it comes to Austin, and not bad things like, oh, it's hood. It's just like, oh, there's some weirdos. Like, that's what I be hearing more, so stuff
I
like that.
mean,
So how
in a
how was it
sense,
for you? I mean, there's weird people everywhere, but how was it growing up in Austin?
like it's just like any other like urban city. Like, well, with us there, like you got the mix, but Austin is like a melting pot. You got Asian, Pakistan, black, Hispanic, white. You got a little bit of everybody. But growing up there, it wasn't no different from like here. You got black people on the east side in Austin. You go out further north, you're gonna get like the suburb areas like Bernie, but you got Leander. So you know what I mean. Like growing up there, it's not good or bad, especially if you lived in the hood. You just get what come with it.
True, true.
Yeah,
So how was it then with? Because man, I might be butchering it, but I think altogether it was like 10 of you guys, right?
yeah. 10 of us, 6 boys, 4 girls.
Ridiculous. So how was that?
It's definitely a different experience, but it's one you grow to love. Like just like for me, sometimes I get into a mode where I'm like, and it's not discrediting any of my friends, but I get in the mode, be like, what's a friend? I grew up with all of them, like you know what I mean. So, but I got homies. Like, I mean, we've been locked in since you've been here, like you said. Like,
Yeah,
so you know who it is that you rock with. But having that many siblings, like, you got friends all the time. You got people to look after all the time. It's a lot of responsibility, especially being the second.
that's what I was gonna ask you. So like with that, like, did it? In it, it's not. At least I don't look at it as a bad thing. When I was younger, I did. I hated it because I had to be responsible for everybody. But like, did you look at it like it helped you kind of grow up, like, and be a little bit more mature probably than others because you had siblings that you was looking out for, or was it like, hey, I don't got to worry about that. I'm not technically the oldest, so I don't have to look out for everyone.
Yeah, me and my brother kind of had equal responsibility, being the first and the second.
Yeah.
But when my brother was gone, I had to be the first. So like, it definitely made you mature faster. At the end of the day, like still today, like we gonna goof off. That's just in my energy. That's me. So I was serious, but then I was goofy. But my siblings know who I am because we grew up together. Like we legit grew
Yeah.
up, and everybody is like maybe 1 or 2 years apart.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, 88, 89, 90, 92.
That's
Like
crazy.
yeah,
I kind of, if I was like a fly on the wall, I wonder how it was when y'all like got into like I'm talking about boys, cause you know boys wrestle, fight, and I'm
yeah.
like there's six of y'all, so like that's
Yeah, basically it's like wrestling. When you see all them people in the ring, each of my brothers had a matchup. It was Spencer and D, then Antoine and Steven, then me and my brother Buddy, my oldest, the first and second. So yeah, so everybody had their match.
so. Did you win more or lose?
In the beginning, lose as I started getting bigger than him wrestling. Yeah, but he a boxer, so you gotta
Oh,
get out of there. Yeah, and he left-handed.
dang. Okay,
Yeah,
so you gotta try to sneak one in.
yeah, yeah, definitely, and then get out of there. But agile dude, so I mean that's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's crazy. So then, what got you? Because like I mentioned, y'all, he's definitely doing his music stuff as well. What got you into music, and then when did you really say, hey, this is something like I enjoy doing. This is something that I can rock with.
Kind of a tricky question because honestly, for me personally, like I grew up like just
Mm,
singing and just loving music. Like, but I never ever tried to make my own till I was about I say 20 around my cams like probably about 26.
okay, okay,
Yeah, so it's been like 8 summers
that's dope.
for me doing it. Yeah.
That's dope, man. So is it like, what is it like for because like you said, at 26, because how old were you when you had Cam?
6.
Oh,
So
you
like
was 26.
in the 25, 26 in between there is when I first started and kind of took it
Okay.
and ran with it. Yeah.
Now do you wish that you started earlier, or are you glad in a sense like no, like I still do it, but because sometimes it's one of those things like man, I could hit this harder if I mean we have responsibilities, we have kids, right? Do you wish you kind of
Yeah.
started that journey earlier? Like man, okay, this is something I do, but I didn't really think of it until 26, right when Cam came, or is it something like no, I'm kind of like I'm good with it happening around the same time I had Cam.
For me, like it's like I'm a big believer in destiny. So like I felt like it came right then, but I still had 26 years and back to kind of tell my story because that's what I do. I'm a storyteller. I don't really get on the money, cars, clothes, the
Yeah.
cliche stuff. I try to tell my life, which is why my rap name is Mr. Real Life Bars. So
True. No, that's real. That's real, man. So then, with that, because right, like you say, because everything is together. Everything is like all in one umbrella. So, Rebel Way. What? How did that name even come about? Obviously, you got the hat on, y'all. Well, we're gonna
yeah.
plug in the merch to it if y'all interested as well. But how did you? What? Like, was that something that you could always since you was young? Like, what? How did you take that name on? And where did it come from? So,
Basically tendency. Like for me, I always try to go against the grain in
mm,
a good way. In a good way, just
yeah.
basically try to pave my own way kind of attitude. So me being a rebel, I always took my own way. Like everybody going, and I look, and then I just always take my own way. So rebelling in a good way is what rebel way is.
It's good though, man. Cause that's something like since I've known you, you've been rocking it tough. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I said it's been growing too, which is dope. And so like if someone says, hey, you know what, I want to invest $1 million into Rebel Way, what would be your pitch on why they should invest to Rebel Way? See, I'm trying to plug you in. Look, someone might be listening, like, you know what? Yeah, I like that.
I mean, we preaching something positive. It's a positive message, and on top of it, it's a one-on-one brand. Like you can't get it nowhere else, and it come with a story. It come with some unique characters. Like so, it's a one-on-one brand, just like any other one, but it's authentic. It's not just coming out of thin air. Like we put blood, sweat, tears into this, and we got a you know what I'm saying impact with it. Everybody, well, most people know when we say Rebel Way, the slogan is "Stay inspired," just like Nike is "Just do it."
mm, that's
So
true.
Rebel Way, stay inspired, Rebel Way.
That's true. Now, Because like you say, you go against the grain when everyone else is going right, you going left, or everyone's going right, but you might not necessarily go left, but you like, why isn't everyone going left, right? And you doing your research and oh, okay,
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna go in the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of like looking at the tempo and kind of finding your own way to get on it. Like
Yeah,
you marching to your own drum. Everybody can go, but we don't necessarily have to go at the same time because those people can go, and then you see some of them people coming back, and then you go at the right time, and then you like, all right, I get it. Like so, that's how it worked for me. A lot of stuff work. A lot of stuff work like that for me.
no, and but that's good though, right? Because like you say, you're not going with the trends. You
Yeah.
doing what's best for you, and best for your family, and so that's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, you know, I think we've talked about before, but public school and then homeschool, and you've been homeschooling your boys for a while, and not I know you don't knock public school or nothing like that, but what was that moment for you when you was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep y'all home. I'm gonna do the rebel way, right? I'm gonna have them home. Y'all gonna be home with me, and I'm because at the end of the day, I do believe as fathers, we're the best teachers. If we really are dedicated and we want to show them, because obviously we've been through a lot of things, we know a lot of different things. Like, how
Yeah.
did you get to that point?
We did like a sit in, so we went in there and we sat in and we kind of was like, you know, we can probably kind of teach this to them better because, and then the ratio for them is two of us sometimes. Sometimes it is 1-on-3, me by myself, but 1-on-3 versus one on how many kids in the class? About 15 to 20 maybe.
Yeah, yeah, like
So
20.
basically 2-on-3 or 1-on-3, that's a different ratio. And then you got more time to do real life stuff. It's a lot of good things. And then you got your like, man, y'all might want to get ready for school. but you, but you kind of get that moment where you have like epiphany and you like, okay, that's why I started doing this.
Mm,
I started doing this homeschooling for that reason because you see a lot of things go on, and then you see national news with stuff, and then you like, I don't know if I really want to send my kid back to that, or because they went, and we always give them that option every time the school year, like around this time, and school start going back, you start seeing kids doing this and that, and the boys like kind of like, but they got friends on this block now because it's different when you live in an apartment. It's kind of different because all those kids don't play together. But when the kids see kids in the neighborhood, they kind of just gravitate towards the new kid. They're like, hey, y'all playing basketball, and they know they playing basketball, but they trying to have a conversation with them. So they come in and get new friends basically off of that.
that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. So like, what was because like I hear people say like, homeschooling's hard. Like, is it something where you can go online? Is it something where you just kind of you can create the curriculums yourself, or like how like what's I guess what's the standard? Obviously, it's different in other places. So if y'all not in Texas, obviously this might not apply. But
Yeah.
for those that is in Texas, like what does that look like?
For us, we pretty much created our own curriculum, but at the same time try to kind of gauge like not where a school is at, but gauge where they should be at and kind of a little bit ahead. Like you know what I mean? Like so when Corey was in first, he was doing first and second and like
Mm,
the beginner third stuff. So it's like as they move up, they do a little bit of the grades that's right there with them. Like Cam, he would be doing fifth, sixth, and maybe a little bit seven, just depending on like what it is. But it's like we try to teach them common sense stuff. They do the math, the reading, the writing. We throw Spanish in there. What else? Uh, home ec, like basically learning how to cook. We did a few times where they learned how to drive, like learn how to park, basically just sitting in my lap, basically learning. They doing the steering wheel. I'm doing the brakes and gas because we can't crash.
mm.
So pretty much they learning stuff like that and all the stuff that we learned in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So then you're able for so if you decided like, hey, I want my kids to go to school for middle school or for high school, is that like is it an issue with it, or is it more so, hey, no, you gotta have like paperwork or like how does that work basically if you want to if you did want them to go back like
Um,
because right like if you're like, hey, my kids in I don't know, I'm making this up, but my kids in third grade and they like no, they in second, or my kids in third grade. No, they in fourth. And you like, well, no, this is the curriculum I've been doing. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, Is there, or have you not even researched all that right now?
Pretty much it's the same process. Like you just because I don't know if you see it or not, but schools go through neighborhoods and they recruiting. Like they tell like Kip and these idea schools, they come into your door like, hey, all right, we have a free program, free lunch, this. You should bring your kids by. It's about 10 minutes away, and this and that. So when I see that, I was like, I kind of want to continue what we've been doing and see if I can really go against the grain. Once I see, like, I'm a realist. Once I see the pressure is on to where I can't really fight it off, and I'm like, okay, cool, y'all need to go and do this so you can go to the next level in this. But when you see people make it and they don't do those like that traditional route, you kind of like. And then it ain't even all about basketball because that's another thing. Like we go in between and try to like balance basketball training and all that. But real life stuff, we trying to see like what y'all want to do in real life, like
Mm.
outside of dribbling and being in a tournament and what y'all want to do in real life.
Nah, that's real. See, look, I didn't even go into the basketball element, but since you brought it up, sir, um, so, so, how does that work? I think I saw something like a while back that now if you're homeschool, you are able to play like for the schools or something like that. Like, have you looked into that as well? Like,
I
how does
haven't.
that work? Because your boys do play basketball. I mean, they play other sports too, but for
Yeah,
this conversation, and they're like,
yeah, they
"Hey, Dad,
predominantly
I want to play."
basketball. I said they predominantly basketball.
Yeah,
Like
so
we
for this
you can't
guy, for
hide it.
this, huh?
I said can't hide it. They walk around dribbling an invisible ball everywhere. So like that's their sport, but they will get. They won't do football ever. That's just my one rule. Like don't ever sign up for that because to me it's a gladiator sport. Like so when you get banged up and you after football is done, I see way more people that's like in their head. They like is bad.
Yeah,
The
but
CTE is bad.
you really going the rebel way now. They're like, he in Texas, and he said no to football. What is wrong?
Yeah. Honestly, but I mean, even if they don't go to NBA, I teach them like if you want to be around basketball, you still have to hone your skill set so that you can be around basketball in some kind of way, training, coaching, like whatever it is that you want to do. You can like I give them that kind of you can do what you put your mind to
Yeah,
mindset.
that's dope, man. I'm sorry, I know I sidetracked you, but yeah. So are you able to play at? I guess when they do get to high school or middle school, are they able to play for a school but still be homeschooled? Like, are they? I think I saw like it's a. I think I saw somewhere where I think you can now, but I'm not exactly sure.
I seen a couple articles about it. Like they were saying, like if you homeschool, you can do it, but we haven't even done no. I ain't gonna lie, we haven't done no research for
Oh,
it. When they get closer to it, we always gonna have the research and all that stuff ready to go. Like maybe this year, next year, looking into it, but
hmm.
not like we ain't heavy on it. We still want to push this for as long as we can.
No, absolutely, man. No, I was just curious because they'd be like, hold on, how he play for Jefferson High School or something and
Yeah,
he don't
yeah.
take no classes.
If they allow it, then I mean we definitely can do it. Cause I
That's
mean
dope, man. I
if they
love it.
allow it.
No, I love it, bro. So then with that too, like, is it because again, everything you doing against the grain in a good way, not a bad way, like right? It's like, okay, you
Yeah,
guys, your way is this way, cool. I'm doing it my way, right? Your way versus rebel way. That's how I kind of look at it, which is pretty dope, right? So, like,
yeah.
do you have that mindset? Or I'm sorry, is it one of those things when, well, one, I hope you don't tell everyone what you're doing, just because you know how people are, bro. They gonna be trying to knock down, the vision when they can't see it. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
honestly, that's why they hardly ever see they see me on the basketball scene because for one I coach, but other than that, you don't people don't see me. They don't. I'm a ghost out here. Like you see me in a tournament or something, and other than that, you don't see me around. Saying you might catch me at HEB. I ain't gonna lie. Like so, I ran into you a few times there, but just that's about it. Like I'm not
yeah.
here, there, over here, over here. I'm not doing all that.
So how who's your, I guess, sounding board when you are going against the grain with certain things? Like, who's the person that you're getting? Is it more so you just kind of negotiating with yourself? Is it something like certain people you trust? Is it something where you learn like, hey, I used to talk to so and so, but I realized like uh, they want to go the traditional route with everything, so I can't talk
Mm-hmm.
to them about whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, who's that sounding board that you speak with?
Honestly, my older brother, but he not one of the people that go against the grain. we kind of talked about it, and he also homeschooled his kids, so it's like I can't talk to him about going back to school stuff because I know he gonna validate what I'm like saying. He go, nah, bro, you don't need to send him back to school. You need to do this, this, and this. My mom would probably be in between, and she like, but then when she have a conversation with him, she's like, yeah, them baby smart, like, cause she not gonna lie, she'll say, oh yeah, you need to send your kid back to school. Yeah,
That's dope then, man. So your brother part of the rebel way? Yeah, the whole family rebel way, dog.
cause they all rebels. So if you meet them, like you'll be like, oh yeah, that's befitting for all of them. Rebel. That's why Rebel Gang is like you be like, dang, is this one? Is this one? Is this one? But four girls, five boys.
That's crazy. That's still crazy to me. So obviously, we talked about everything, that you do for your family, everything you said is not all of it is strictly not traditional. Some stuff is traditional, but even with your hooping, right? Like for those that don't know, he really can hoop. Like he's not just talking; he can really hoop, right? So, um, even with that, right? Even with that, because I look at like man, like, and I'm sure people wonder too, like man, why you didn't take that as far as you could have, right? Like what is something or what happened in your basketball journey that not only you learned and
Finally,
and it helped you, and then also you could share with your kids.
honestly, for me, it was circumstance because, like I said, it was 10 of us. So, at about 11 years old, my parents separated. So, for me, once I got to high school, I was with my dad. So, I was gonna go to the homeschool, Lanier in Austin. Then my mom was like, "No, they're gonna come stay with me." So, I went to Lanier for a semester. Then I went back with my mom. So, I went to Stony Point for a semester. Then I started back Stony Point first semester and ended up back at it was reversed. Ninth grade it was this way. Then the next 10th grade it was the other way. Seventh grade I tried out. I was like, yes, I got that opportunity. I went and tried out. I went to tryouts, cooking, jump up, grab a rebound, and land on a shoe. And this Arabian dude. We still friends to this day. He'll tell you. He's standing under me just like this. I'm grabbing a rebound coming down. Roll my ankle on his shoe, so I try to put an ankle brace on, and the coach see me kind of limping, coming down the court, dribbling, limping, and he was like, "Hey, next year, Bolden." I mean, that kind of set me back, but it put me in a mode where I was going crazy in the gym. It was kind of where like I get out of school and put the book bag down straight to the gym,
Mm,
put the book back, and then I'm getting homework done. But of course, you got to pass your classes to play, so it wasn't never grades for me. Like I wasn't like one of those. Be like, yeah,
yeah.
man, I'm just trying to hoop. I knew it came with you had to pass because you're gonna be one of them. Like you ain't playing this week. No, I'm failing. So I didn't want to be one of those. So I knew it came with school. But my senior year, I played. Like I got to get on the team, and they say like he wanted a only not in a small bunch of walk-on players in school history. So that's like my basketball story. Like I could have, and I still chased it up until probably about 27.
Oh,
Like
wow.
trying to go to what is it, semi-pro and
Yeah,
do tryouts and all that. But then after a while, it was like, it is what it is. I know I can hoop, and
yeah.
so sometimes I get videos when I go in my adult leagues just to any of the ones that just people discredit it.
Talking.
Oh no, he's just doing that against. And then they see the videos and they're like, well, he actually moving. Oh, he actually making them moves and making them shots. So it's like the proof is in the videos when they see them. So
Yeah. Now, did you ever think, when you was, I don't know, 20, 21, did you ever think about going even the junior college route or anything like that? And then basically Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? The
yeah, yeah.
Jimmy Butler route. Like, did you ever think about doing that at the time? Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but like, did you even consider it, or was it strictly like, nah, like, all right, not
I
that you was
tried.
moving on, but like, nah, I'm not gonna go that route.
I tried all the avenues. Like I went to schools like what was that one? I think Northwest Vista. When I
Oh
first
yeah,
first
yeah.
got here, I'm young. Like I went to TLU for 2 years, tried it there, but that was a grades thing. Because then this a whole different animal. It's not high school, it's college. So you go to college and you like, damn, mama still ain't told me I gotta come in. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. I'm like, oh shit. When it clicked, boom, there it is. So
And you couldn't do online classes like that.
No, you was especially for me it was a different experience because a lot of people don't stay on campus. They be like, no, I got to get off campus, bro. I stayed on campus, so it was like a lot going on, even with the my headphone, even with the RAs and you know what I'm saying, all of that.
Yeah,
You stayed on campus, so you like kind of like everywhere. College life, basically.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You get distracted easily, you know what I mean? So,
and that was a
dang,
lesson
okay.
learned.
Huh?
That was a lesson learned for me, like how to kind of weed out the distractions. That lesson right there was like kind of my lesson for like, okay, sometimes you gotta be away from the fun to lock in.
Which
But I
is
was
not
young.
easy, which is not. So that's what I was going to ask you too, because again, everything you do is a little against the grain. So what is? I mean, this goes probably for you. Probably already told your boys this, but what is something that you can just share with fathers as far as like when you're trying to pursue something, right? And because for you created literally a different lane that a lot of people haven't did, right? So like for you, bro, like how what would you share with them that they're frustrated because they're like, man, like I'm or not even frustrated. I should say they're more so scared to do it because right, like for example, my issue. I don't have no issues with school, y'all. My kids go to public school, but but my issue with public school at times is that it forces you I'm sorry, it trains you to be an employee and never think about being an employer, right?
Hmm.
And so, what would you share with a dad out there that's listening and is like, man, okay, he was able to create his own merch. He's still doing music. He's coaching. He's training. I forgot to mention he trained too, y'all. Like, right? You're doing all these different things, and they're like, man, I want to do that, but I can't do that because my kids, or I can't. Like, how can you, again? Everyone has their own circumstance, of course, but how could you encourage, or what is something you could maybe have them think that outside the box that they might not have thought about? Because obviously, as you've been sharing with us, bro, like you have a different mindset than a lot of people, right? So you're not necessarily thinking like, again, everybody's going right, so I'm gonna go left. So what is something you could probably share, just to maybe have them think like, oh, damn, I didn't think about that.
For me, it was patience and faith. Like I believed in the plan that I had. Like I was like, when I do it, I'm gonna make the sacrifices to be able to do it. So that's pretty much what it was for me. So it's like it's a formula. You kind of put things together: the faith, the belief, and then the plan that you got. Because you got to have the confidence to execute it too. So a
Now,
lot of people don't have that.
that's what I was gonna ask you, like, how, because like, right, someone's listening, they're like, okay, Ray, that sounds easy, but how do you feel, bro, when your plan that you have, right, patience, faith, and your plan that you put in motion, but when you don't necessarily see it right away, like,
Hmm.
how do you keep yourself from just checking out and be like, man, I'm gonna just go to what I know?
Honestly, it's the belief in it, and then you got to come back and kind of like take it back a couple layers, and then assess what's going on around you. Kind of like sometimes it's easy to be like, dang, they got a new whip, and then you want to go try to do the same thing. But like I said last time, I'm a believer of destiny. Not last time, like a few minutes ago. You know, what's meant for you, you gonna get it. Especially like if you put in the work for it. It's not, man, I'm gonna sit here. I got faith. Like you gotta actually put the motion to it too. So I mean, honestly, staying confident and believing in that plan and like not let like really wavering, because a lot of people right before they get there, they kind of be like, because for me, what happened too was I did it like my parents told me to do it. I did the graduate high school, go to college. I didn't graduate. I definitely didn't graduate. But I did all the things that they told me to do because when that didn't work, they was like, "Oh, so what you gonna do now?" And then HEB was a career, and I was kind of like, I worked there for 9 years. But for me, I was like, no, I want more. Like, I want to have something that I can, and that's why Rebel Way evolved too. Because I was at work when I left HEB. I worked at a distillery, and I was
Mm-hmm.
at work, and this graphic designer, we used to always talk, and he was like, yeah, man, I do logos. And one day I came and work. I was like, I'm gonna ask him how much to make me a logo, and that's when that came to life.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Like you said, destiny, right?
Because the funny thing is too, a lot of people don't understand. This was first before the basketball. The basketball team only gonna be 2 years old this
Mm,
year. No, January coming up, it'll be 2 years old. But when he made this logo, I used to always talk to him about basketball. So when he made this original logo, he went and sent me another email, and he had the ball already on it. So that was written too,
That's
basically.
crazy.
I keep leaning down on this. My chair is up, but my call is down here.
No, no worries, bro. No, that's crazy though, because it's like basically went full circle, right, with
Yeah.
everything. So that's dope. That's dope thing. And the reason why I asked you that too, that question is just because I see it a lot. People, or I'm talking to people, I'm trying to help them with it. They'll have ideas or they'll have things they want to do, but then they'll drift off when it gets hard. Or what I've been noticing is like they'll talk to someone
Hmm.
and they'll see what they're doing and they want to do it, right? So
Yeah.
let's say I'm like, hey, bro, I know you have your merch. I want merch too, right?
Hmm.
And you're like, oh, actually, I'm doing real estate. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to do real estate, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I drift off, bro. I see it all the time, right? And it's like they have 4 or 5 different things, but they're not really focused. Like, for example, for you, like you said, you was building up Rebel Way first, and then you was
Hmm.
able to branch out. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because you even said like before even basketball, like it was already written with Rebel Way.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to ask you that, is just because it's so easy. Everything sounds good. You know, you see online, you're like, man, you know, 10 steps to make 10,000. You're like, oh yeah, 10
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's all I got to do. You know,
Yeah.
and then you find out like, oh dang, like I actually had to give them 5,000 to try to get right, or
Yeah. And then
something crazy like that.
you might not even make the 10,000. So everybody got their ways of trying to go about doing it. But with all of that being said, the one of the most important things is you can't be scared to fail. Like, and it sounds like one of them David Goggins like cliche slogans or something, but a lot of people do be scared to like they scared to fail, so they don't even try to like pursue what it is they was thinking of.
I like that, dog. That's a bar. With
Nah,
now,
but
with that being said, as I close, or as we get ready to close out, I wanted to ask you, bro, like, what is through all the stuff that you've overcome, or that you've seen, that you notice, like, what is like probably the one of, I don't want to say the only, what is one of the biggest accomplishments for yourself, on this journey of Rebel Way? Like, what's one of the biggest accomplishments that you feel like, man, I did that. Like, that's pretty dope.
uh, being a dad and then creating something that I thought of basically, like a lot of times it's a idea, but actually bringing it to fruition and still pursuing it is an accomplishment. Even though we still building it, it went from logo to it went to t-shirts, and it went to hats, and it went to soccer jerseys, went to socks. It went to us creating things like this. This is the little mascot dude. If you look at his teeth, it say "Stay Inspired" right there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. I love it. I love it. So what? Real quick, let the people know too. As you got the merch, if they want the hat, bro, or they want the shirt, like where can they purchase it at?
www.rebelwaylifestyle. No, www.rebelwayworld.com.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put the link in too, y'all. So if y'all interested, definitely support my boy. Also with your team, is there a way that they can see what you're doing with your team? Is it strictly on
Uh,
Instagram, or you have a site or anything?
no, they got a YouTube with it's not a lot of videos on there because majority of them go to Instagram. So
Okay.
pretty much Instagram, the Rebel Way Basketball Instagram.
Okay. That
Yeah,
one's easy, y'all. Y'all shouldn't struggle with that one. Rebel Way Basketball.
basketball.
It's all one word. That's cool, man. No, I appreciate you, bro.
No,
Definitely, you like I said, man, one of the first, actually, yeah, is the first person I met out here, man. So I'm thankful for you, bro, and your beautiful family, of course, man, and seeing Cam, Dez, Corey, they all doing their thing.
yeah.
Man, bro, and I just thank you for your time, man.
Hey, likewise. Appreciate you having me, bro. Same with the kids. We watching them blossom through Facebook. They doing their thing too. I
They
see
drive me
Spider Man.
crazy, but yeah, huh?
So I see Spider Man over there.
Yeah,
Shiloh, boy getting big.
yeah,
But
man,
but that's
yeah.
what's up though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate you guys and appreciate you, bro. And y'all know, like always, you don't have to be perfect, but you always have to be present. See you guys on
Yeah.
the next one.
All right. Be easy.